Hello guys, it's QYT back with another brand new video, and today I'm going to be talking about hyperchromes. So this video is basically going to be based on tips on how to grind hyperchromes and movement items and best cars to grind in while you're trying to get hyperchromes. Alright, number one, cars. So for cars, I'm basically going to tell you the best cars to grind in and the best cars that you want to use so that we can speed around the map without having any problems. So I'm just going to list like maybe 10 cars right now. So first, Torpedo is because it's high top speed. Second, Roadster because it's acceleration and top speed. Fault Bike because it's super skinny, it has very high acceleration, and it has very high top speed. Eclair because its top speed is good, acceleration is pretty mid, and it's also just a great car in general. And personally, my favorite is Successor because it has great acceleration, great top speed, pretty much great everything, great braking, and yeah. Alright, so the next one is actually going to be probably, I would say, Bayonet and Javelin. Now, Torpedo, Bayonet, and Javelin are all limited cars, and some of them are seasonal, so you can't get them anymore, but if you do want to, you can trade for them, and hopefully you get a good chance to get them. Alright, so next is actually going to be movement items. So, first thing first, you're going to want to come over to the gun store at the shop once you escape prison. And the first movement item, actually probably the only movement item, is actually going to be Sword. And there's actually one more called, Flintlock. So the reason Sword is such a great movement item is because you get to get a dash every once in a while that allows you to speed through the map with ease. Here's basically what it looks like. Alright, next is going to be Flintlock, and the reason Flintlock is actually such a good movement item is because it gives you a little boost when you go into the air, like this. And you can actually are able to jump through things when you're doing this, so that way you can get good movement. The next thing is going to be robberies. So when you're robbing something, you actually don't want to look for how much money to get, but instead you want to look for getting the least amount of money. So basically what I mean is when you're at a robbery, instead of trying to get your bag full, just get it to like 500 or 300 cash so you can rob the robbery as fast as you can without getting in any trouble. So for example, instead of taking all of the cash, just take one of them and dip. That way you can get the robbery over faster and get your hyperchrome faster. The next thing I'm going to have to say is be alert. So what I mean by that is that don't think that when you're done robbing, you're just going to be smooth sailing and get your robbery. Expect there to be cops because cops camp nowadays and it's really annoying. So when you're robbing stuff, make sure you're careful so that way you don't get arrested. And last but not least is try your best when you're driving. So what I mean by that is when you're driving, instead of trying to accidentally run into things, try your best to not run into things so you can rob quicker and get hypercombs faster. Alright guys, so that's about it for the video. I hope you have an amazing day and make sure to subscribe and look at all my other videos. Peace.